Good morning everyone, it's Dom here, and if you noticed, I'm actually sitting in the passenger seat of the Skyline, and it's been a few months since I've actually driven the car. I was planning on driving it last weekend, but the battery was completely dead by the time I got to the car, and I just had to make sure that it was fully charged before actually doing anything. So today, it's the middle of winter, it's actually a really sunny day out there. And I've just done the ECU. So I've got about 3 ECUs for the car. The bottom one here is actually the factory auto one. So I've manually converted the car, and up there is the manual ECU. So why I'm doing them is because a short while ago, maybe a month ago, I tried to start up the car and it wouldn't fire up, and my best guess is that the manual ECU hasn't actually learnt the new spark plugs. I haven't tried the automatic ECU, so we'll give it a try now. I bought the manual ECU not because of the gearbox, but because it doesn't actually know what gear the car is in, so when you go to change gears it actually hangs the revs a bit, like stays in say 3000 RPM when you want it to drop. And typically it doesn't expect when you change the gears, so that leads to some fuel efficiency issues. So the RB ECU is actually a learning ECU, and by that I mean you disconnect the battery, you press the brakes until all the electricity is discharged, there's no current running through, and the ECU just forgets everything. When you go to start up the car, it will be pretty inefficient, and then you have to drive around how you would normally drive the car. So if you are typically a city person commuting, then you'll want to go into stop-start traffic and it'll find the best tune for that. If you're like me and only drive it on weekends, this is probably the first time I've driven it in about 3 months, then you'll want to give it a hard go around all the corners and to let it know that you stretch out the gears a bit, and it will tune itself accordingly. Just got to make sure the battery's properly connected. Okay, so now I'm in the car. I've actually tested to make sure that the battery actually works by just testing the alarm. It seems to be fine. You can see that little light there flashing from the alarm system, and I'll just give it a try now. Not sure if you can hear it, but the aircon's there buzzing away now that it's got electricity going through it. And I'll hopefully, here's the tacho, hopefully it works fine. There you go, you can see it searching for the right idle rev. That's just the handbrake and the seatbelt light on there. Yep, it's done 173,404 Ks. Alright, so here's just a quick update. It seems that the automatic ECU likes to hang around 12,000 RPM, but that can be easily fixed since I have the manual ECU in the actual car, which I could try to put in, and I'm quite sure it hangs around at about 800 RPM, so that might actually be the better option. And I can just show you now, once again, it's just down here, pretty easy to swap them over. Just got my tools in the boot, undo this, plug it straight into that, bam, you're done. And then you just cover it with this plastic piece down here under my backpack. That's just the trim that everyone seems to kick, so it's got a few scuff marks on it. Got some vent holes for the ECU there. Okay, so I've actually just showed up at my work car park, the one spot for my work, and I could show you now. Here's where I removed the wrap. There's just a few spots of primer where the paint came off, and the actual bonnet wrap, I have to redo it because it started to lift, so you can see that it's lifting. And there's a big crack over there. I think a stone hit the bonnet and did that damage. Other than that, the car just needs a clean and needs a proper brake booster.